Yes, I want to start right away, and I will need a volunteer. We're a little bit short on people here.
Can I help?
So there's a camera guy here. Devon, right?
Yes.
Can you help me for this trick? Please, I'm sorry. I have to get you out of the camera zone here. Sure. So it's very simple. If I want to be really fair, I'll just ask you to name any playing card, okay? And I'm going to put these out there from the beginning. You can name any playing card, sorry.
Just name it out loud.
Name it out loud for everyone.
Queen of Diamonds.
Okay, Queen of Diamonds, perfect. It's this one. So are you sure you don't want any of the other cards? That's the one you're going to choose.
That's one.
Yes, that's fair, right? Okay. So these cards we won't need anymore. So the Queen of Diamonds, I'm going to ask you to sign. Actually, hold this as a table. You're going to just sign the Queen of Diamonds. Here's a marker for you. Let me open it up. Perfect. So just right over here, your signature.
Just right here?
Yeah, just right here. Perfect. So we have that. So we can show everyone. We just need that shot. Can you see the signature? Yeah? Perfect. We got it? Excellent. Now here's what I'm going to do. We will need some heat. I had it somewhere. A lighter. Can you see it gone?
It is gone. Wow.
Signature is gone, but wait. It just melted through the card, as you can see here. If you look inside the layers of the card.
What?
Now, is this your signature?
That's my signature. Holy crap.
Check this out. Like, this is it. This is your
it.
signature.
That is it. Oh my God.
And it's gone from the...
What? That's awesome.
Thank you so much for your help.
Thank you.
And thanks for helping with the camera. Yeah.
G'day champion, how are you? Welcome back to Murphy's Magic Saturday Sorcery. My name of course is Beau Creamer. Thank you so much for joining me on this absolutely perfect Saturday. Now you've just seen the one and only Ekaterina perform her Layers effect. Now before we learn how to do this incredible piece of magic, I do want to tell you about this week's giveaway. If you want a chance to win the Card Illusion Bundle, stick around till later on in the episode where I show you how to enter that competition. Now this is an excerpt from Ekat at the Table lecture. If you want to see the full lecture, there'll be a link in the description below. Make sure you check it out. There's hours of incredible magic in there. Now first things first, let's get over and see another performance of Layers, similar to the one that Ekaterina did on Wizard Wars back a couple of years ago. Now this performance was by Ekaterina in the Murphy studio. So let's check out that right now and then straight into the explanation.
And I'm going to just go through and show you that every single card is different. Every single card is available. I'm going to cut the cards and you just say stop whenever you want.
Stop.
Right here?
Yeah.
Are you sure? Okay, perfect. Take the card. Take a look at it. Again, I could run through the cards and be like, oh yeah, he chose the 8 of Diamonds, right? That was cheating.
Right.
Okay, I kind of started, but that's fine. I'm going to teach you how to be a magician. By the way, you can use this any trick. You could use any trick for this one, but I'll use the one that I kind of teach people how to do a magic trick.
Okay.
So the magician shuffles the cards like this, and then I'll even cut the cards. So at this point, would you agree the card is nowhere near the top, nowhere near the bottom? And you're the magician now. Here's what we're going to do. You're going to place your finger like this, and just like that. And let go, there's no invisible thread, right? You're simply going to slowly release the tension because I feel you're a little bit tense. Slowly release the tension. Go ahead. Okay. Slowly you'll see the deck move. All right, perfect. Just keep track of the middle of the cards. So you guys could see that the deck actually moved. Now on the count of 3, okay? 1, 2, 3. And it is your 8 of Diamonds.
Yeah.
But how do we know that it's your 8 of Diamonds? Watch. Inside the layer of the card is...
What?
It's your 8 of Diamonds.
That is my face. Face of diamonds.
And this is you trying to imitate me. I took that shot.
Nice.
Have you seen last week's free tutorial yet? Make sure you do. Card on screen right now, or the link is in the description. Make sure you check it out. It's an absolute feast for the eyes, and it's completely free. Go treat yourself. Now, I'm so sorry, Ekat. I need to interrupt for just a second for the mid-episode giveaway. But before we get into this week's giveaway, we need to find out who won last week's bundle. So drum roll, please. Congratulations, my friend. You're the winner of last week's bundle. If you could email me just here, I'll get that prize out to you quicker. You can say, hey Beau, I've liked this video because I'm a legend and I knew you would like me liking this video. You absolute champion. But seriously though, it helps out the video loads and lets other legends like yourself see this video. So thanks again. Now onto this week's giveaway. If you want a chance to win the Card Illusion bundle, all you need to do is comment below what picture, what word, what signature would you have appear between the layers of cards. Let me know in the comment section below. I'll choose someone out at random and you'll be announced in next week's video. So good luck.
All right, champion, ready to check out more videos just like this one? Make sure you check out our YouTube channel where we drop new videos every single day. And while you're there, make sure you subscribe because why not? Save yourself coming back later.
This is the version I will teach. It will not fool magicians, but it will fool your audience and it will leave, in my opinion, a souvenir that they will kind of remember you forever and book you again. That's the point here.
Perfect, that's the plan.
So that's the plan. Now, by the way, you could do an ambitious card routine, have them sign the card and then reveal that, you know, this is your card. And then you prove it by opening the layers. And they see their picture there.
That's all.
In this
I will
case,
be
it's
keeping
a
this.
Ekaterina picture. See, but how awesome is this souvenir? Like,
Absolutely.
You didn't know I was going to do this.
No,
you
I had no idea.
You thought I would just like maybe pull a picture from Facebook, but
Right.
I went like the extra step and I actually
that's
made
great.
a Ekaterina out of you. So this is all the things you can do with the concept. It's really, you know, someone's information or something personal from someone that ends up inside the layer of the card, proving that's like their card. So that's what's strong about it.
And wow. Well, let's talk about.
Yeah, and
how
I just
do
want to
this.
say that these two tricks are not related. It's the same concept, but completely different methods. So I just want to put that out there.
Okay.
So what I'm going to teach is not the method to do the signature trick, but here's my take on it. The signature effect fools magicians. That's why I created it. This one leaves a better kind of souvenir
I love this.
than just the signature. And this will get you rebooked. I'm not saying the other trick will not get you rebooked, but I just want to keep doing it.
Well, yeah, especially if you're doing corporate events
Yeah.
or corporate gigs, and you know, like this, like
Yeah.
the company logo or something. I mean,
Exactly. Anything that can be printed on the card, and that's kind of the secret to that one.
Yeah, I love
so anything
that.
can be printed on a card that's personal to the person that's picking the card. Yeah. And instead of just playing with the other method. So the other method, I keep it for myself. This one, feel free to use it. You're going to have so much fun with it, I promise. I use it in every corporate show.
Wow.
And I make 10 of these for all the 10 people. Usually there's 2 people that are really, really important, but I make 10 of these because I want everyone to feel really special.
So what do we need? What do we need to
All
do
right,
this?
so you need a deck of cards.
Okay, I have one.
You need the knowledge of card splitting. So there will be a course in card splitting because you do need that. I have prepared myself here. So I have some cards we can ruin over here. And Mike, you'll help me, right?
Yeah,
You'll
absolutely.
actually do this thing. Okay, we'll have that.
Card splitting board.
And then I just want to show you also kind of where it all started and how I ended up printing on cards. So this is a trick I have been using for years. This is from Spidey's Celebrity Match trick. It's available on Theory 11's The Wire. And I saw it when he first did it at a lecture back in Montreal, and way before he released it. It was my favorite kind of quick mentalism routine. And so he had names written on cards, and he did it. This is like a prediction, and then there's the names, and then there's numbers on the back. Anyway, the point is, I thought it would be cooler to have someone, an artist who could make me caricature images of every kind of celebrity I wanted. So I go out, I'm like, yeah, so I have here 6 celebrities, and then I go ahead like this, and they're printed. So I took blank cards, and I printed on, and this is what I look like.
Did you just use just a regular computer printer?
Regular printer. Mine is very cheap because I want to see the paper go in and go out, and I know kind of the process. There are some printers complicated where you don't even know inside the printer what the paper does. So you need to know like $30 printer, or even cheaper now. It's just ink is more expensive than the printer itself. So cheap printer where you can see it go inside and go out. So how you would do even this one is you want to have a thicker paper, okay? Thicker paper because it will fit nicely into the printer and it won't get messy. You could have a pile of small papers together, but it might come out messy. So you have, this is my test. So first, it looks nice on this paper. So I first test the scale of the printer because I want to make sure, you know, it has the size of the card. So you test the scale. This was like something like 7% scale on the printer. So I put the paper and I test that out. When I know it's nice and it's the size of a card, I put a double stick Scotch tape on there, and then I place the card. And then, of course, I know which, well, it doesn't matter which side you put the paper, but I know it's going to come out like this, and it will come out nicely. Unless you have a too fancy printer, which you don't know what happens to the card, then it might unstick. But if you know it goes that way, it comes out this way, it's going to come out nicely like this. So this is just printing on cards. I've been doing it for years. It's great.
Now, what kind of paper is this specifically? I mean, this is very thick, like you said.
This is just a thicker paper. I can compare it to like business card stock. If you go to Staples, like just a nice.
It's kind of got like
thicker,
a sheen on it. I don't know if you see it. It's
but it doesn't matter if there is shiny or not. It could be like a different color. It doesn't matter. I just wanted to see what the image looks like when it comes out, and once I stick the card, I want it to remain
Gotcha.
Gotcha. And yeah, if you want to keep that souvenir too.
Yes. Awesome.
So this is how the printing process works. So I've been doing that since that trick, and it really opened up my mind too. It's very cool to actually make your own cards and print on cards. What I noticed is that Blake came out with the split sessions on the wire. So he was teaching card splitting, and Blake Voigt is really known for card splitting. And although I did know card splitting beforehand, I wasn't really into it because I didn't want to make my own gaffes necessarily. Like, why would I make a double back? I can just buy a double back. Why would I make a double facer? I could just buy that. So being lazy, my card splitting skills never really went anywhere. And but I still bought it because I buy anything from Blake. I really like what he does.
You know, Blake can split a dollar bill.
Yeah, I'm sure. Like it's
split a dollar bill.
Insane. So in my opinion, yeah, he's one of the top guys there. And so I just bought it. I'm just gonna sit back and watch. Maybe there's interesting ideas, and there was. So he taught card splitting, and then at the very end, he just gave this idea, which changed my life. Which I came up with this concept. But essentially, he says, why won't you print on a layer? And plus, it's much easier to print on a card layer. I'll show you. The fibers, not this one, but that one. The fibers of the card, of the layer, are much more printer-friendly than your air cushion finish.
Right.
So that made a lot of sense. And if you split it nicely, it has a nice white kind of surface, and it looks really nice. This is a perfect split card, by the way. Like, it doesn't get better than that. And there's a thick layer that you want and a thin layer. I always have now the thick layer be the number, because that's the one they're going to keep. If that other side peels off, they want to know what was their card. It kind of has maybe like an attachment. They remember, oh, I picked that card, and that's the one that they keep. And then the thin layer ends up being the back. Who cares about the back? Unless it's like a collections card, you don't care about the back. So that's very interesting. And so Blake teaches to print your business card information, like just basic, your name and your phone number and maybe website. And so he just said that, and he said, yeah, and just experiment with that, it's cool. So he just mentioned printing your own business information and handing that card and be like, oh, you split it, and they see kind of
so
your
you kind of took it to the next level
card.
with.
And I thought, you know, I have a very nice business card. Like, I don't feel like I want to print my information. So I'm like, it would be much cooler if you took that concept to a different level and print someone else's information inside the layer. Because anyway, it's their card. Why would I have my own information? And although you might argue it's good for business to every chance you have, hand in your information, but in my opinion, no. What's good is that they remember you so well that they will Google you after if they need to. They will get a hold of you. It's not a problem. And I hate actually forcing my business card onto someone. That's not my style. So in marketing, there's push and pull. So there is pushing your stuff. So you push yourself on your clients, and that's how they know about you. Or there is a pull. So let's say my strategy is more like making nice YouTube videos, and then people know about me, and then they contact me. So most of my clients contact me first.
And I think we'll talk about that later too, about YouTube and kind of getting yourself out there. So
but
that's great.
just being like this, I felt it was a great idea to actually print on a layer, and it actually saved me money because printing on blank cards, buying blank cards is more expensive than just splitting cards. And I thought it was really cool. And so I decided to start printing pictures from my clients. And then I brought it to the next level where it's actual caricature, the cartoon image of them, because I tested both, and that one had a crazy reaction.
Right.
Because also and I only paid $5 for that caricature. So there's a website, Fiverr.com, where people offer their services.
Yep, I've used Fiverr.
Yeah, for $5. So I had my intros for videos made there, like titles, whatever I could find that could be interesting. For $5, it's a no-brainer. So there's so many artists there that would do this for $5. So if it cost me $25 for 5 cards for 5 clients that are going to rebook me in the future, that's a really good investment. Or if you have a friend that can do that, go for it. But I do nothing. There's no image alteration besides just paying $5. I get the image.
Your work is splitting
the
cards and then putting them back together.
Yeah. So the only work you do is split the card, which I will show you now. So yeah, and also we can just remind me to talk about how do you obtain image from people. So, or how do you look for that information? How do you ask your client or the organizer for those kind of items? So we can discuss that. I just want to quickly show you also how I prep the cards. So I prep the cards with a post-it with the name of the person. And yes, I do memorize the name and the card. If it's 10 cards, it's easy. If it's actually, even 10 cards. I have a cheat sheet, so I have just a sheet that's the same size of a card. I can actually take a layer and write inside. So the 2 of spades belongs to Mike, and this one belongs to this one. So I keep in mind. So when I go towards the group of people, I know exactly, okay, so I pull out this card and I add that card to a regular deck of cards.
Right.
Because you're going to have to force it with this method. So with layers, you don't have to force any cards. But with this one, you have to force a card, which for a layman, they don't feel like it's a forced card. They feel like they just randomly stopped at any card. So it's not a problem. It's a problem for magicians. If you were to fool magicians, you can't force a card. But for layman, it's free to use. So as it is prepped, I want you to notice how much easier it is to split a card that has been kind of put together with rubber cement. So go ahead, try to split that card, and that has you inside as well. So Mike is working on that. I'll show you the layer, and we'll use that layer for rubber cement in just a little bit.
I'm getting it here.
Do you have it?
Yeah.
So you still need to go slowly because there is possibility you will rip it. And I just want to quickly also mention Adam Wilbur because, and I saw this way after I came up with the concept. You ripped it?
Yeah, I suck.
See, even with that, you have to know card splitting, even when you're performing it. So I'm sorry, you can't really escape learning card splitting, but it's worth it. Yeah, you got it? Mm-hmm. So Adam Wilbur, he released...
Well, I'm an idiot. You did on the back, isn't it? I'm splitting on...
Did you? Are you serious? So Mike just split the wrong layer. So that's the wrong layer.
I've been splitting cards for years. So it's on the back here.
Fine.
Let me try that again.
Yeah. Wow. So
Devon told me to do that.
It's your fault, eh? Is a Canadian thing, you know. Hey, eh.
Hey?
You know, eh.
Oh, this is much easier to split.
I know.
You split the correct side, look at that. It opens easy.
So that's what I wanted you to verify. I guess it took us
I wasn't doing bad then. I split the other side.
But you just randomly also split the other layer.
Yep,
Yeah.
I wanted to make a gaff.
So I was talking about Adam Wilbur. Yeah, he came up with the working man. And in there I saw some card splitting. And he also has a business, well, he's closest to kind of my signature because I have a disappearance and reappearance. So he has a disappearance of his business card, and then the business card appears inside the layer. So he actually fits a business card and then closes the layer.
Right.
And then there's, again, it's very similar to what Blake did with the business card information. And I see why they do that, and I see that it's easy to do because it's your information, you have access to that. However, again, use someone else's information if they're picking a card. This is so much more impressive. It's from doing it, I do it. I've split 100 decks of cards. So that gives you an idea of how many times I've performed this trick for people.
Well, let's learn how to split then.
Yeah, so card splitting.
Not my method, apparently.
So there's a few methods out there, and I now have a method where I don't even need a table, I don't need a surface, I can just do it in my hands.
Stop. I'm
I won't
old
do
school.
that.
I'll go.
We'll go old school, and I don't know. I use this surface, but you can use any surface. But here's the thing, and I don't know if we can get it close up. I don't want to break the corner to the point where it's completely broken. Now, Blake, when he teaches it, he really goes at it, and it does break, and that's why he says maybe don't use the pip because the pip is visible. Use that side. I use the pip because I prefer splitting clockwise, and so the pip is the way to go for me. So I do break the pip of the card, but I break it very gently. So I just gently press down to create this arc. Yeah. Well, it's not even a fold. It's not completely. You don't see an actual break. You know, when there is a break, like a scratch across the card, I don't want that because people will know it's. So then I just hold it like this.
Knuckle grip?
Yeah, knuckle grip. And then I gently try to move it the other side. So I bend it this way and I try to slowly and gently, and just, it's really, really gentle. It might be hard for guys because they're really rough with their thumbs there, you know, manly, and yeah. So are you there?
Yeah.
And then one more time the other way, and I just did it 3 times, and I can already see the layers. And I've been really gentle, and I already have the layer here, see?
Yeah.
Do you have that?
No.
We'll do that again, just until you get it.
Ah!
Yeah, but again, you went with your nail. You absolutely don't need nails. If you look at my fingers, I don't have nails. I have skin contacting first.
Look at that, huh?
Okay, that's pretty close. But see, you didn't bend the card maybe enough.
But I see what you're doing. You're basically taking the 3 layers of a card and kind of almost
there
kind
is
of prepping
movement.
them
So let's do it again. Take another. By the way, when you screw up, throw the card and start over. It's such a pain.
So I screwed up? I can't split this?
You could split this, but I want you to get the breaking point. This is the most difficult part of card splitting. It's the most difficult part of card splitting because you're breaking the corner, and the corner is going to be the most visible thing.
So you guys are watching at home, just make sure you pay attention. She has the knuckle grip.
Yeah, so I'll do it again. I have this, this is now 90% done. I just opened in that way, that's 99% done for me. 90% done, not 99. You still have some work to do. So I'm gonna do it again. I'm gonna watch you as you do it as well. So I'm gently pressing, and it's downwards. It's not angly, it's just gently downwards.
Okay.
And try to use this surface just for this purpose so we have kind of the same reference. Yeah.
Okay.
And look how mine is bent.
Yeah,
is
much
it bent?
more bent.
Yeah, there you go.
Maybe
So
bend
I
more.
pressed, you press gently but a little bit more. Again, I didn't break. You see there's a curve.
Yep, I got a curve. Oh, I see it. I see how it's already split. It's like already
Exactly,
split.
exactly.
It's already split. You see this? It's already split just by doing that.
Yeah.
So just by making that little pressure.
So once you get that cool curve, you're ready to go in your kind of knuckle grip.
All right, knuckle grip.
And then you gently make it go the other way. Inverse it, and already I feel the split right away. So now I hold one down and kind of open it up, kind of like a book.
Yep. Shh. Mine's working perfectly. Here, try mine.
So now
see if it works with mine.
Yeah, keep this one.
Okay.
And I'll go
So I
ahead
see
with
it. I
yours.
see that it's already.
Yeah. So I might have to go one extra time the other way. And there we go. So it opened up. It's a very small gap though.
Right.
Mine is a little bit bigger, you know. I'm just saying. But it's good. I can get my little nail in.
Okay.
I'm splitting your card now.
All right.
And this is the only time you will split the thin layer. All the other times you will be pushing or pulling the thick layer, but just to get an entrance point here, you will pull on the thin layer. So there's thin layer and thick layer. So you want, again, the back to be your thin layer.
I pulled it.
Yeah.
I'm
So
afraid to
if you
rip it.
pulled it enough, now it's critical. You just hold it, but you never pull from this point on the thin one. You pull slightly, just like grab and pull. Let go, grab and pull. And now, if you feel like you have enough surface, you can start to split it on the table.
Oh, right there! I ripped it.
You ripped it?
Right there.
Here
Come
we go.
on.
You have to start over on this one.
Oh,
So I
sniffle
guess
pippets.
there could be a focus on me now. So I like to I like to have a grip on something. Like I like to grip like the table, and pull from here. So when you're in this direction, I'm right-handed, and this is what I do. I will split clockwise. Clockwise meaning it's going to be this corner, that corner, and lastly this one. So I'm pushing, and I'm putting all my fingers flat, and I'm slowly pulling. I regrip, and I keep moving my thumb up. Again, you could use all your fingers and not hold something, but I prefer that method. So my thumb slowly comes in, so clockwise. So I'm going to have that one. Now I'm here, I keep pushing clockwise. I can reposition the card. As long as I'm pulling clockwise, I have this, okay? And then last one, I slowly bring it here, and I finish in my hands, okay? Just like that. I just pull, and here is the only time also you will be pulling on the thin layer, but just gently, because you want that. And that's perfect.
That's great.
I want to see you do it. Okay,
I've set them down over here.
Can we have a focus on
me
you doing this?
Oh
yeah.
man, let me get my cards here.
And I'll just take a break here, and you do that. I'll watch you.
So.
And then we'll go to the next step of how to make this
flat.
Let
me get another one, because that one I already messed up. So
you
here.
messed it up.
So I'm going to come over here on this little action here. I'm just going to press straight down.
Yeah, go ahead.
Straight down. Do I get
more? Like, don't be like.
So I want to. Is that enough? That's good.
Okay, go ahead. Go ahead.
Okay. So then here, knuckle grip 7. Start pulling back. And.
Go ahead.
I broke the layer.
You
I broke the layer,
Did you?
folks. You see?
Okay, so it's split now.
So it's
Go
split.
ahead.
So now I need to get more. Now I want to peel this back, right?
Yeah. So you go in, and this is the only. Oh, there's 2 times. In the beginning and at the very end, you're going to pull on the thin layer.
Oh, I ripped it again. I ripped it right here again. We're not going to waste the whole lecture on me ripping cards.
But I do want you to get it. So
I will get it. As you're talking, I'll keep doing it. And then you can go back to me.
So you keep doing it, at least one. And it might be for every time you screw up, throw it. Do not go back to the card. It will just make you even more frustrated. We don't want you to be frustrated. And also, it's not worth your time to salvage a card. I mean, it's not that expensive. Just yeah, skip that.
Well, you keep talking. I'm gonna keep trying to split over here.
Yeah. Okay. So I want to show you how to get it to be flat, just as this perfect one. You need a brand new deck which has a plastic on it. You could use a ruler, I guess, but this one is more gentle than a ruler. Like if you had a ruler that's made out of wood or metal, it might ruin the card. So I use this gentle surface with the plastic, and so I set it down so this is how it buckles. And I hold one edge that's straight, and I drive the cards up to here, okay? And then I kind of press down, but I want to pull with my left hand, like this. And so now it's this way. I turn it back, and I do the same thing. And kind of just do that a few times. And it's pretty straight. For me, this is straight enough, because once you put it together with the rubber cement, it solves all the problems you might have. So this is great. Now the other one is even easier to straighten because it's a thick layer. So you press down, just like that. So you can see like that. And just 2 strikes with the box, and this one was straight right away. This one might take a few more. Again, I'm always like on a diagonal like this. So how is the progress here? That's pretty good.
Yeah, go ahead, keep going. I'm gonna do this.
Okay. So I want to show you now the rubber cement part, although this is basic. And do you mind if I use one that I split already? Okay, so I'm going to put rubber cement on that one. And we'll use stitch here. Yeah, throw these. It doesn't work. You throw it out and you start over. Okay, now putting it back with the rubber cement. So you have your rubber cement. I use rubber cement for everything. Honestly, I've used it so much. Build tricks, card tricks, everything. So you want to put it on this thin layer. Now this is basic. I don't even need to teach you how to apply rubber cement, but you get it. And you don't want to have any kind of like, this is not good. So you have like a drop here. You want to make sure it's all spread. And I usually even use my fingers for the card. See, now it's too much rubber cement. You really don't want any excess rubber cement, so I have to go in and just make sure there is none.
How long do you let it dry for?
Oh, it's real quick. The time I take care of the other layer, it will dry. So make sure the edges are covered. Yeah, so I just let it dry like that. And again, I usually do 10 cards per gig, so I'm gonna go ahead here. I'm gonna use my finger again, just gonna make it easier. And rubber cement doesn't damage anything, so you can go ahead. It's kind of messy here. So how's your progress, Mike?
Oh, it's going good. How are you doing?
I'm doing great.
Good. You know.
So I just taught you guys how to apply rubber cement. Isn't that fun? And Blake actually mentions when he prints business information not to apply rubber cement on the printed area. I say do it. It hasn't impacted me at all. So the whole card gets rubber cement on it. And then you can blow on it to make sure it dries faster. So that's the problem. You're left-handed. You're not doing it correctly.
Yep, see?
No. Get the card.
Yes,
Come
ma'am.
on. Bring the card here. I don't know why you're being so disobedient. Like, just trying to teach you something here. These will let it dry while I told you. So you're left-handed, so I assume like this. So you're left-handed, you're going to have to go counterclockwise, not clockwise. And you already ripped it, so you have to start over.
Well, I was going to try going this way and see if I can at least finish it up.
But that's not the right direction. You're left-handed, you do this one, and that one lastly.
Okay, so start.
So you would go like this, and then like that.
Ah. Okay, all right. You
so
keep
I'm
going,
sorry.
I'll keep going again, I'll
put
try
the
again.
card together. This is important, because this is like...
No, it's absolutely, you have to do this.
You know, card splitting. If you can't card split, you can't
And
do
you can't
this.
buy cards that are already split.
No. I actually thought to sell these, but yeah, I'm too busy to split cards for people. But there is no other way. You have to do it manually, and I'm just removing rubber cement from my fingers. But yeah, there is no machine. I looked into machines that could split it. I did some research on bicycle cards especially, and there is a glue that binds the layers together that is secret, a trade secret. So if I don't know what the glue is made of, I don't know what to use against it.
So with this, I mean, obviously we're spending a lot of time on card splitting and stuff, and this is important. You use this in your corporate work.
Yeah, absolutely.
Right, and we have a Skype call.
Oh, we have a Skype call right now?
Watch this.
Okay.
Well, I'm holding on.
Is
I'm gonna
it?
keep my, yeah, it's going to be
Is
coming
it
up
happening?
here. It's going to happen. It's going to happen.
Okay, my layers are dry, so I'll just show you. And I'm going to really, because I have poor vision as well, I have eye contact. So I'm going to try to, oh, it's Chris.
Oh, it's Chris Ramsey.
Do I have time to, okay.
Chris.
Hey, what's up?
I don't split cards,
Hey.
bro, and I'm getting frustrated over here.
Dude, I've split like 10 so far.
Oh, that's
Did
cool.
you manage to do it? Did the technique help? Like, is it hard? Is it difficult?
No, it's okay. Mike, all you have to do is listen to what she's saying.
I'm telling you,
you'll get
he's
it.
like
Stop-
not
stop
behaving
being-
right now.
stop
I
being
told him,
disobedient.
Mike.
I'm being disobedient, bro.
I
It's
said,
not-
well, the thing is, I said, okay, clockwise, but he's left-handed, so I guess guys are a little bit slower. You have to kind of go. It's, you know, it happens.
yeah, it's cool.
All right. Hey, Ekat, I have a question for you.
Go ahead.
What are some ideas that you would have to put on the inside of those? Let's say I'm doing like a corporate gig or a restaurant. What are some of the ideas you would do? Obviously, the caricature is a good idea, but what are some other things that you would have printed?
That's a very good question. So if you're unable to get someone's picture, and we'll talk about how to get the information, I would get the person's name and the logo of the company. That's super important for an organizer to see that you're promoting them, you're promoting their company. Especially if it's like a PR event and you invite like media and bloggers, you want whoever is hosting the PR event to be present everywhere. So right, you have your backdrop where people take photos and behind is the logo. So that's where logo become really important. You need to have some knowledge in Photoshop when we are talking about a logo, because you'll have to Photoshop the logo with the name. Or you ask your friend who knows how to Photoshop.
Sure.
So that's great. Other ideas I've had is also just to use it in a trick. I put like terms and conditions, and that's a cool one because you don't need even to know any information about that person. So you write down, I write down funny ones, like, okay, so by signing this card, I've agreed to provide my phone number, and I make it like the legal language to the magician. So I now sign this card, and I do like an ambitious card routine, so they have signed the card on the front. So whatever I ask them to do in terms of conditions.
Oh, so you made it like a contract.
Yeah, so it's a contract. So, and they learn about just at the end. So they either have to provide you a phone number or they have to like give you a kiss on the cheek, whatever. I usually. So that's an idea for magicians who want to go on the streets and pick up girls. Just kidding. Anyway, but it could work. I mean, this is like you sign a contract. You can make it funny. So this is where you don't need to fetch any information. It's like just text. You could go a horoscope way, and if you know their birthday, you could print like their horoscope. I'm not into that thing, so I did it once, but
Have you ever used it for like reveals, like as in like words, like for like mentalism or anything? Have you ever explored with that?
I personally never used it for a word reveal, but absolutely, if you're doing any mentalism, you can reveal anything you want. The name of a dead person in a really creepy font printed on there. I don't know. This is why I like this concept, and this concept is just print something that doesn't belong to you. An information that is going to make sense for the spectator. It's going to be personal to them. So whatever. There we go. A perfect card split. So
nope, I picked up one you already did. Oh!
What's wrong? Funny. Okay. So are you out of here?
No, I'm coming back.
I'm not sure if I want you back at this point.
Sorry to interrupt the corporate combo.
So I'll stay here with you guys.
But Chris, you raised a really nice point where, mentalists out there, you can definitely use it. I do some mentalism, but it's not the majority of my act. I present myself more as a magician. Sure. And anything that you can think of. With my layers trick, I couldn't have something that can be printed on. That's why I have the signature. And for magicians, it's so obvious to ask someone to sign a card, but then it stops there as a proof that it's their card. But I really wanted to do an effect just with the signature. And that concept allowed me to do that. So anything you can think of, just don't replicate the signature trick. That's pretty much it.
You could even like have a time. So when you perform something and it's like 8:36, well, they're gonna open and split it. And it'll be 8:36.
That is a crazy idea. So everyone listening, like,
you're welcome.
Chris is that's a sick idea.
What was it again?
Okay.
Too late.
It's too bad for you, Mike. You really want to hear it?
I'm trying to. Yeah, I do.
Okay, so basically you perform and then you time your act that at the time you're going to split the card for them, their chosen card.
Oh.
There's the time inside the card, and it's exactly the time at which you're performing this.
What is that one card effect between the palms, and it has to do with time and stuff like that? That'd be so perfect to add that in there.
Is it like time machine or like back in time? Like you're starting and you kind of create. I don't know, but. Use your creativity. I'm giving you the concept of layers, and kind of just like Blake did with using personal information, just like use someone else's information and make it happen. Time is actually a neutral information. It's like a different category now. It's neutral information, time, but it affects them because it's the time at which you're doing the effect. So it makes perfect sense. So thanks so much for contributing that.
Thank you for the call, dude. Thank you.
How are you doing,
Thanks,
Mike?
guys.
I'm doing great. Thanks so much. I'm just gonna go back here to doing nothing.
Yeah. I really want you to succeed at
do
this.
too.
And
I've split cards before. Jeff McBride talked about it on his Art of Card Manipulation.
see, try to do it like me. Okay, so
Look, I got
at this point, use your thumb.
I don't want. I hate
Use
my
your
thumb.
thumb.
My thumb sucks.
Okay, and I'm actually on one of my knees right now, helping you, trying to make this happen.
Very nice.
So this way, so
Yeah.
you pull. Okay, you pull. Yeah, go ahead. Now you're pulling too much towards this. You keep moving like this. Okay, hold. See, I'm pulling like this. So I'm not moving this way.
Okay.
See, you're here, you start pulling, and then you move your fingers this way. You keep the fingers in that position, and you keep pulling. And you move your thumb up.
Get closer.
And
yeah,
you
get
keep
closer,
that point.
yeah.
And then,
I
so
got
now
this.
so now clear that corner. Once you clear that corner, everything else becomes pretty easy.
Oh my God, this is.
And while you're doing this, I'm going to go off frame. Is that okay? Because just need to fix something real quick. I want to go off camera. Okay, cool.
So I have
focus
now
on
split
you.
a card, guys. And I can tell you what my mistake was, so you guys don't repeat it at home. There's 3 layers to a playing card. You have the 2 layers that are printed on, and then you have the cardboard middle. And and I think we'll have her talk about this too, but what I was doing, Kat, was I caught my mistake, is that 3 layers. You have your 2 that are printed on, then you have the middle layer. So you have the 2 that are printed on and then the middle layer.
Yeah.
And what I was doing was I was knocking all to one side, and I was pulling back the lighter layer. I wasn't pulling back the two.
That's
I was
the
pulling
thing.
Yep, and that's why I kept
Yep.
throwing them all over the place.
No, it needs to be a thick layer. You need to put pressure on the thick layer.
Right.
Again, you just put pressure on the thin layer when you first get that to split, and then at the very end.
Well,
Now, put it in your hands. Split gently from this point, because you don't want to rip that last corner.
now how about this? It's a little weird. There's a tiny hole right there.
I don't know how you did that, but
Magic. Magic hole. So now what? Now I can split?
yeah, but gently pull.
Okay.
Yep. It's like opening that
I ripped it
that
right
chocolate, or I love chocolates. I'm going to mention it quite often.
So
Yeah.
this is going to take some time to learn how to split. I didn't do it if they were in it correctly. I would have kept mine on the table, but
Whatever. If
but
it
I got
works
it.
better on
now.
the
I'll do
table,
another, I'll
but-
do another one later. I promise. I'll just do
Yeah.
another one later.
Okay.
before we
But that
finish.
was nearly perfection.
Yeah.
So.
So this is. So what do you call this? This is the.
This is the layers, the concept.
Layers.
There's my signature trick layer.
well,
so-
that's completely different though.
Yeah, that's
because there
completely
was no force on that one.
No, there's no
this,
force.
This was obviously a riffle force on me for this
Yeah,
one.
and obviously, like, we've never met, so.
Right. So yeah, he doesn't know. He's still crazy.
And I actually just asked him what was his name, like, when we just started. The point is, that's a magician fuller. That's going to be best for layman. So if you're performing for layman, that's what you want to do.
Actually, you did that effect on Wizard Wars. You
Yeah,
were,
for Penn and Teller.
Yeah, on Penn and Teller, and you fooled the crap out of them.
Yeah, I was surprised. Well, I was surprised it fooled so many magicians also who were watching it. And that's what I originally was planning to release this and started producing the gimmicks. But, you know, I just had an overwhelming sense of, like, I built mystery, something that was mysterious for magicians. And that's a cool feeling. Like, it's a cool feeling to not know exactly what the method is. So I wanted to keep that alive. And I
Keep it
want to
going,
keep
girl.
fooling, and I might do it again soon on TV. Who knows? So
Nice, nice. So now, okay, so this is all rubber cemented.
rubber cemented, yes. So now we can go ahead and really align this to the best. This is where it's not forgiving. I don't like when it's not perfectly aligned. So you perfectly align, you press, you use the same brand new deck of cards. You just do this, and it kind of removes. Wow, I just put together. Did she do that?
No.
Anyway, pretend this was a nice layer.
Pretend that's a brand new
Yeah,
card.
pretend that's it too. But there you go, that's all you need. And you don't need to put it for 10
and that just
hours.
goes in your deck, and you're ready to go.
When you put it with the other cards in the box will keep it straight. So you don't have to put it overnight. It doesn't take 24 hours to make. You can make it pretty quickly.
Right. And when doing a corporate gig, you'll make about 10 gimmicks, you
I'll
said?
make about 10 because, again, time is money in here, and I make them this pretty. I don't make more. And it's not all 10 cat. So there are some that I go and I ask an organizer, let's say it's a wedding, and I just recently did a wedding that had a Halloween theme to it back in October, recently. Anyway, it was in October. It was a really cool wedding, and so I took the bride and groom, and they knew their guests really well. And
Sure.
I said, I'm going to do this for your guests. You're going to send me their photos, okay? Send me their names, and send me a lot of information. What's their favorite color? What's an interesting fact about it? Do they have a dog? Do they have a cat? And if there was a dog or a cat, I put the dog and a cat photoshopped over something. Like someone had a cat, so I put a picture of Grumpy Cat inside, and there was like a meme saying, you know, I'm not your cat. Like, I'm like, so it was, I forgot what it was. But anyway, I made it kind of, I'm not a comedian, right? But I can make something funny sometimes. So.
Right. Well, cool.
So,
this
so
is
anyway,
layers.
so if you're good in graphic design, you can really make really nice work.
And there's
here.
tutorials like online on like Photoshop and stuff like that, how to make like how to take images and make them cartoony.
I guess so. So
Yeah.
you could do it yourself.
Yeah.
My time is worth more, and I think there are artists out there for $5. It's nothing
Yeah,
for me.
Fiverr.
$5.
Like I said, it's
Yeah.
Fivver.
Yeah, something.
Yep, I've used it
Or
before. So
2 hours, I
Well,
think. .com.
yeah,
and
maybe it's 2
and
hours.
so yeah, I asked the organizer for all this information. So I do a lot of homework. That's why I never actually book more than one show a day. And all the shows are premium shows for me. So I charge definitely more than an average magician would charge because I put so much work and personalization, and that's why people hire me. Again, there's not a lot of magicians who would go that far and to that extent. Make sure it's personalized, make sure people love it, make sure they also know their audience even before they go into a show. If it's a corporate event, sometimes it's harder to obtain, like, I never ask them for pictures. I ask them for names, and then I Googled them. And each person who's important is either on LinkedIn, they might have a Facebook, more often LinkedIn, and that's where I would pull the photo, pull some information. So I just ask for the name when I do corporate events. And I ask what's their title, who is important, who you really want me to spend time with, because that's why they're hiring me, to make their boss happy and look good.
And that's why I get hired again.
And I always get rebooked. I've never had one client who wasn't pleased with what I do.
Right.
Maybe the beginning of my career, I had a few examples where I wasn't happy with my performance. That was like when I first started doing stage. So we can talk about those stories later. Right. But with this trick and just personalizing everything. And a lot of people ask me, well, what card tricks do you perform? Honestly, I don't want to perform a lot of card tricks because there's so many card tricks out there, and they're honestly annoying at this point. To me, a lot of the tricks are annoying.
Well, if you're going to do a card trick, you're going to do something that's memorable. Like
this is memorable. They're going to remember it, and they're not going to think, oh, this is like what this and this did on television. Right. I rather they well, I don't think a lot of people know that I did it on television, but the point is I want people to feel like this is a brand new trick that just happened for them. Like it can't happen for someone else because it's their card. And yeah.
There you go, that's it. Thank you so much, Ekat. I really appreciate you teaching that. Now, if you enjoyed this explanation, make sure you check out the rest of Ekat's At the Table lecture. There's like over 3 hours of magic and cardistry, and I think there's like 16 items taught. Plus, it's a load of fun, and you can pick it up for just $9.95. So go on, treat yourself. Also, if you want to see more Ekat, link in the description below right now to her releases and all of her socials. If you do have any questions on anything you've seen in this episode, please throw them in the comment section below. Use the hashtag #QuestionTime so I can find them amongst all the competition entries. Now, I know you're super busy, my friend, so I will let you get back to your Saturday. I'll see you right now if you're available on our Discord for our weekly jams, trivia, games, hangouts, and even more. Otherwise, I'll see you on Tuesday for a special episode of Stumped, or on Wednesday for another What's New This Week. Now, take care. See you later. Bye for now. Whoa, hey, whoa, what's that? Oh, you should definitely check out that. Oh, there's so much good magic in there. You won't regret it. Hey, whoa, hey, look at this bad boy. You should definitely subscribe if you haven't already. Subscribe, then watch that. Oh, it's a good day to treat yourself.